It was a gathering filled with elegance and glamour as the Association of Movie Practitioners kicked off the 20th anniversary celebration of Nigeria's movie industry recently in Lagos. Tagged Nollywood Celebrity Glam Night, the red carpet event brought together some of the biggest names in the industry, from far and wide to celebrate the ever-growing Nigerian movie industry. Celebrating with the Nigerian filmmaking industry, the Minister for Tourism, who represented President Goodluck Jonathan at the occasion, poured encomiums on the achievements of Nollywood over the past 2 decades.
This is perhaps an industry that has proven itself to be a jewel in the crown of Nigeria. And I'd like to appeal that for movie and for theatre, please let us support them and rest the usual pull him down syndrome that we have seen over the years.
Speaking with TV 360, the actor whose major 1992 box office movie Living in Bondage set the stage for Nollywood as it is known today, explained how the huge success of the movie set the pace for others to produce films and home videos.
Nollywood is at 21 by September 12th, because that was only the day I released the film Living in Bondage. And I am happy to be here. It's time when people gather together to appraise how far we've come, to look at where we're coming from, check out the mistakes we have made, and to project further to see where we're going to be in the next 20, 30 years to come, and then see how we can correct the mistake we made in the past in order to become what people expect us to be, producing global pictures and universal sound.
Over the years, Nollywood as a growing industry has been plagued with numerous challenges. Challenges the movie actors themselves call the ugly side of Nollywood. Among them, lack of funding, piracy, internal crisis, and inadequate distribution network.
The piracy thing, and it's been very painful as it were. Very painful as it were. Painful in the sense that they are investors. Producers are investors, and if a man brings in money into a movie and cannot get his capital investment back, then it becomes a crisis. And we've had people who actually leave Lagos here back to the village because they couldn't recoup. But I thank God in the resilient efforts of certain producers who still stood the ground and who still stand in the gap for others to say, okay, we're not going to give up our ground, we must continue with this.
Funding has been a major thing because it's a capital-intensive industry, and it can do with whatever level of help it can get, particularly from the private sector.
Critics have often maintained that unlike its American counterpart Hollywood, the Nigerian movie industry lacks creativity and professionalism. The actors and actresses themselves beg to differ.
People should recognize the fact that this is different. This is a different setting from Hollywood. I mean, people say, oh, all the time we shoot this kind of stories. That's because that's where we are. We're in Nigeria, we're in Africa. We have to shoot our own story. We have to tell our own story. For now, we can't be shooting alien invasion, and then this is our story. You understand? So the creativity is gradually getting to where you want it to get to. But before then, I mean, this is where we are. This is where we are. Support us.
Nollywood has done incredibly well over the last 20 years. You know, a market of 1.2 to 1.5 billion eyeballs, that's nothing to be sniffed at. That's an incredible achievement. In the words of Sembene Usmane, Nollywood has made it possible for Nigeria to be able to tell its own, for Africa to be able to tell its own stories. That's not a mean achievement.
Despite the challenges, the stakeholders in the industry are unanimous that Nollywood has done quite well for itself. Listen to how they grade the industry on a scale of 1 to 10.
Scale of 1 to 10, a 6. I think it's done very well.
9.5 on 10.
I'll give it 8.
I give us 9.
Nollywood, I give them 8.
It's been on some dimensions a powerful 8, on some a fairly lowly 5, but it's generally done well.
Nigerian stars and actors, directors.
Said to be worth over $500 million, the Nigerian movie industry has indeed carved a niche for itself as the world's second largest film industry in terms of the number of film production. Nigerian home videos are seen practically everywhere in the world. And the remarkable impact Nollywood has made on Africa and the international scene at large makes it a force to be reckoned with. Thelma Okoro, TV360, Lagos.